Well, for more on this, I'm joined by the co-founder and chairman of Hong Kong Watch, Benedict Rogers, who is in London. Well, hello there to you. Many thanks for joining us on EuroNews tonight. Now, these were democratically elected lawmakers and moderate kind of Democrats at that. So what does this tell you in terms of kind of China's timescale of its interventions in Hong Kong?
Well, it comes just about a week after Beijing announced its next 5-year plan. And in that 5-year plan, it declared, and this was somewhat missed, I think, by the international media, understandably, because of the focus on the US elections, but it announced in that plan its intention to impose comprehensive jurisdiction over Hong Kong, which in effect means direct rule by 2025. And I see what's happened today as a first step in the implementation of that, removing from the legislature opponents of Beijing, pro-democracy legislators, so that it has basically a rubber stamp puppet legislature that will just do its will, rather like the National People's Congress in Beijing itself.
So digging a bit deeper into what you were saying there, so would that mean that Beijing could potentially have direct rule, fully control, let's say, Hong Kong by 2025?
That appears to be the intention announced in this 5-year plan that was revealed last week, and it's certainly the effect of what's happened today. By disqualifying four of, as you said yourself, the most moderate pro-democracy legislators. These are people who are lawyers, accountants. They're not pro-independence, sort of radicals. They were people working within the system to see the promises that were made to Hong Kong of autonomy and the rule of law and some degree of democracy fulfilled. And Beijing clearly wants to get rid of them. It knew that the effect of disqualifying them would be that their colleagues would resign, as they've done in solidarity and in protest. And it's clear that Beijing, this is part of their attempt to tighten their grip on Hong Kong. And one has to wonder what the next step will be. What will be the implications, for example, for the judiciary?
OK, well, before we maybe get on to that, I just wanted to go back to this resignation en masse in solidarity with the four lawmakers who are ousted. Given that that leaves no effective opposition in Hong Kong, would you say that was a mistake?
I think it's tragic that it has come to this, and certainly a few months ago when there was some discussion as to whether they should boycott the extended term of the legislature when the elections that were due in September were postponed for a year, ostensibly due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I was not in favor, really, of that kind of boycott, because I felt that would be giving Beijing a blank piece of paper and surrendering, allowing them to have their way. And I thought that some opposition presence to scrutinize legislation and hold back the worst of what Beijing wanted to do was worthwhile. But I think today, I don't think the pro-democracy movement had any choice. They couldn't with any integrity see 4 of their members disqualified. The likelihood that there'd be further disqualifications, I think they had to take the stand they did today, and I admire them for it.
OK, having to take that stand. Well, many thanks for joining us, Benedict Rogers.